surprise parties are sometimes fun, sometimes not. The one surprise party that happens in shul that I'm aware of, never fun. It's called a surprise bar mitzvah. This is when you are the only one, or one of the only ones, who is unaware that there's a bar mitzvah in shul, and you don't know the family, you have no connection, you don't know the bar mitzvah boy, you don't know anybody involved. So it's sort of like a regular surprise party. When you drive up to a surprise party, you don't know anything that's going on. But why are there cars all over the streets? Everybody's lining their cars lined up all over the streets. You don't know where these cars came from. You're wondering, maybe there's a surprise party. It doesn't have to be my surprise party. It could be one of the local houses. But when you have a bar mitzvah surprise party, it's you see Hashkama Minyan. Suddenly there are young people walking out. You're coming to shul a little bit late, so Hashkama's already flowing out, and all these young people are coming out. All these fathers, people in the community who don't usually daven Hashkama, of course, because they don't have a pacemaker, but they're coming out of Hashkama Minyan, and you're onto something. You're like, wait, why are all these people going to Hashkama this week? Either there was some sort of simcha at Hashkama Minyan, which never happens. People don't usually make simchas, about getting their kidney removed. So these guys are probably avoiding the regular minyan, and you didn't realize. The first thing that goes to your head is like, why? What is there, a bar mitzvah at the regular minyan? Oh my gosh! Nobody told me what's going on. Yeah, maybe not. I'm going to go into shul. I'm going to check it out. I'll see if there's actually a bar mitzvah there. Maybe not. Hopefully not. You walk in, you see the box by the door full of the little yarmulkes, the whatever they are. I don't even know what the material is, but that yarmulke that kind of comes as a dome on your head, like the Pope, and you're like, oh man, there's definitely a bar mitzvah. Well, you walk in a shul, you see the row of people right behind the bima, who have never been in shul before. They're wearing the little scarf talis, thrown over the shoulder, maybe with their mittens still on, and a big yarmulke from outside that door, and they're standing there. They don't have a sitter in their hand, but they're standing up. They might even be bowing or shuckling because other people are, but they're the sign of bar mitzvah inside the shul. You got your yarmulkes are outside the shul. That's the notice. Yeah. Surprise, bar mitzvah. But inside, that's like the constant, mocking. Hey, bar mitzvah. You didn't know. You're angry. Your friends didn't tell you. People didn't tell you. There should have been some sort of, announcement the night before saying, hello, there's a bar mitzvah tomorrow. Go to Hashkama Minyan. Set your alarms. I know it's Shabbos. It's a little late. Set your alarms. Have somebody knock on the door. Have somebody knock on the window. There's a bar mitzvah. But it's too late now. And you're really angry about this. It really taints your whole shul experience, because a bar mitzvah, obviously there's some parts of it that are really annoying. But some parts of it are good, but it's already ruined for you. I mean, you go through laning, and you're sitting there, and you're fuming, and then they keep on adding aliyahs. What's this about? Why do we need every uncle who doesn't even know how to say the brachas, to get an aliyah? And I'm sitting there waiting. It's you really hope they keep moving. You're listening. You're going line by line. It's like they stop, and you're like, oh, I thought maybe they'd get a few more lines, and then maybe we'd get actually to Shlishi, to Revi'i, whatever. You're kind of rooting for the aliyah to keep on going. You're like, come on, aliyah, come on, let's go. But no, it stops. New guy, we have to do a whole thing. You need a Misha Berach. These guys don't know how to make a Misha Berach, but they have to make a Misha Berach for the bar mitzvah boy. He's laning so well. He's laning so slow. You didn't know, and you're crying inside, and you want to rip your hair out. But then something happens that usually happens. It doesn't always happen. It's the bar mitzvah of Fruf. It's not standard necessarily. Not everybody's going to do it. It really has nothing to do with the bar mitzvah. It's more about an Fruf. But hey, this kid, kid's candy. It makes sense. And we gotta have the kids have candy. But this is usually a very enjoyable part of davening, because this is the part of davening where young Jewish boys and girls learn military strategy. The positioning. Some guys will get up there a few aliyahs early and position themselves where they think is best. then you have to like guard your position and block out other people. There's a lot of military strategy going on, and then when the candy comes down, you gotta have a strategy of how you're gonna hold the candy bags that you already got while still collecting other candy bags, and how to block out. And this, as a veteran, you're a war veteran here, you know, as an older, I'm a 26-year-old guy personally who lives in Muncie in a basement apartment. You can tell it's a basement apartment because it's got the drop ceiling. You know, you don't usually build a house originally with a drop ceiling, because if you wanted a ceiling a certain height, you would just make it that height. You drop it down later because it's easier than, like, I don't know, like making the vents go back into the wall. But in any case, you know, that's who I am. And I'm a veteran. I'm 26. I was in it. You know, I was pushing it when I was 19. I was hoping I could still, like 18. You know, I'm hoping I can still get in the for a candy bag battle. But you know, I'm dominating, of course. Then maybe I don't actually, you know, get in there with a bunch of kids and walk up to the bima, but I position myself beforehand. As long as it's not a surprise bar mitzvah, I can pick my seat beforehand near the bima. But now I'm a spectator. I'm a veteran. I'm watching the warfare. These guys are blocking out. These guys are blocking out. They have the second wave come in. You know, there's all sorts of devices, bags or something used for storing the candy bags, and these are the weapons of war. And usually this is very enjoyable to me. And to most people in shul, you know, it's watching a battle. It's like Braveheart. It's a good movie. But this time, I'm ticked off. I'm still angry, and I'm like, why are they throwing candy? Come on, this is not a wedding. This is a bar mitzvah. This is not an ofruf. What are you throwing candy for? Meanwhile, the guy behind me is like, they better throw candy, because if they don't throw candy, how are my kids going to get candy? I rely on the candy, the free candy, for my children. Otherwise, I get angry. That's a different story. But in any case, you're really miserable. Even the enjoyable parts of shul are ruined. The surprise bar mitzvah really, you know, it really got on you. You didn't know what was happening. And it's one of the worst things that could happen in shul, and it's definitely the worst type of surprise party.